It was in 2001 that my 8th grade teacher told me to put away the book I was reading. "We do not read that rubbish," he said. Yet I was sure that this book, featuring the boy with the lightning bolt on his forehead, topped all the bestseller lists. Amazon, the New York Times. This book held the #1 spot on those lists before it ever went on sale, meaning that every purchase made around the world had been pre-ordered. At the time, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire was the fastest-selling book in publishing history, according to fantasy expert Ted Sherman, a professor at Middle Tennessee State University. That's what I wanted to tell my teacher and the other kids who were snickering at me. After class, I asked him why reading this book was such a problem. It was free reading time, and I wasn't disrupting the class. He told me Harry Potter is not appropriate because it involves witchcraft and sorcery. It goes against God, it goes against the Bible, and against religion. Read something else. Indeed, Harry Potter is a phenomenon, unlike any other. Selling more than 400 million copies worldwide, not even Tolkien can brag to that extent. Written in more than 40 languages, according to the BBC News website. The New York Times eventually categorized the series as children's literature because it was portrayed in the realm of fantasy and deemed a pop culture fad of this era. Of course, with any best-selling series, there are always Warner Brother movies, wands, cauldrons, Bertie Bott's Every Flavor Beans, major attractions, including a Hogwarts castle down in the Sunshine State. But that isn't what various religious groups and Harry Potter dissenters are raging about, as some who believe the series is too commercial might wish. Popular misconceptions have swept the nation. Misconceptions that the books are anti-religious, promote witchcraft and wizardry, and promote devil worshipping, according to John Granger, author of Looking for God in Harry Potter. Anyone who espouses that opinion or that notion has either not read the books or is basing his or her false claims on superficial misconceptions. I became interested in this topic immediately after this incident at school, when my school teacher told me to put the Harry Potter book away. Since then, I've had many articles published on this topic. Censorship, religious dissenters, and lack of media literacy prevent many from seeing what the series is really about, a grounded representation of underlying morals and values. In order for you to fully understand why this is so important, we need to look at the opposition. Harry Potter brought around controversy and controversial issues since 1997. It stems from the claim that the novels contain occult and satanic undertones, and that this has led to legal battles on the grounds that Wicca, the practice of witchcraft, is deeply rooted in the books, which violates the notion of separation of church and state in schools, according to Granger. This has caused the Harry Potter novels to become the most challenged books in the 21st century. But Granger breaks down these misconceptions. Granger wrote about the difference between incantational magic and invocational magic. The Harry Potter story is exclusively incantational, in conformity with both literacy, tradition, and scriptural admonition. According to him, incantational magic means to sing along with, to harmonize, while invocational magic means to call in spirits, demons, and the dead. In his well-known essay on fairy stories, J.R.R. Tolkien argued that one fairy tale gives meaning to all fairy tales, and in those tales, the magic comes within the individual, which is true of Harry Potter. Interestingly, he also conveys in the essay he did not consciously incorporate any religious beliefs or agenda into his works, and therefore should not be misinterpreted. However, the Lord of the Rings trilogy is relatively more accepted in schools, especially private. Why is that? Why are the series, the Chronicles of Narnia, as well as the Lord of the Rings, seemingly more accepted than Harry Potter? Why is it the most challenged series of all time? Harry Potter supporters, like me, argue that the underlying Christian imagery in the series combats dissenters' claims, which proves that these individuals are not media literate and are indirectly supporting censorship in schools. To prove my point even more, in an interview with CNN in 1999, she said, "I absolutely did not start writing these books to encourage any child into witchcraft. I'm laughing slightly to me because the idea is absurd. I've met thousands of children, and not one of them has come up to me and said, 'Mrs. Rowling, I'm so glad I've read these books because now I want to be a witch.' Magic will always be present in literature," Rowling said in an interview with Oprah in 2010. Furthermore, in 2000, right when the books first arrived on the scene and started breaking records, when asked if she was a Christian by a journalist, Max Weinman of Vancouver Sun, she replied, "Yes, I am," which seems to offend the religious right far worse than if I had said there really was no God. Every time I've been asked if I believe in God, I've said yes, because I do, but no one ever really has gone any more deeply into it. And I have to say that it does suit me, because if I talk freely, that I think the intelligent reader, whether 10 or 60, will be able to guess what's coming in the books. This is why dissenters are absurd in their conclusions and in their arguments. A perfect example, Laura Mallory, a mother of 4 from Loganville, Georgia, who sued the school board and eventually the state on the grounds that Harry Potter promoted a religion, Wicca, violating separation of church and state. Mallory commented that she has not read the entire book series because they're very long. She says she has 4 kids and she's put a lot of work into what they've studied and read. So if she has not read the books, then how does she know whether or not they are Christian? Furthermore, how can she prove that these books promote a religion? Let's talk about some of the other critics and what they've said about media literacy, censorship, and how to resolve this issue. I believe that censorship grows out of fear, according to Judy Blume, who's had many books on the censorship list. And because fear is contagious, some parents are easily swayed. The book banishing satisfies their need to feel in control of their children's lives. This is it. Their children won't know about it, and if they don't know about it, it won't happen, Blume said. In Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, the last installment of the Harry Potter series, Harry meets with Dumbledore in his unconscious state at King's Cross, a train station in London. Dumbledore gives Harry a choice. He can either move past reality or go back to it. This scenario, set up by Rowling, as she has undoubtedly said, represents a Christian theme, because Harry can either go forward or go back. So if these books were really anti-religious, how can there be a forward or an afterlife? Blume said, according to certain adults, I think she means misguided adults, these stories teach witchcraft, sorcery, and Satanism. But hey, if it's not one ism, it's another. I mean, A Wrinkle in Time has been targeted for promoting New Ageism, Mark Twain's Adventures of Huckleberry Finn for promoting racism. Gee, where does that leave the kids? I think it's up to us, the kids, to promote the opposition. Freedom to read whatever we want, freedom to draw on our own conclusions. Consequently, the importance of studying symbols and themes within every book series is vital to understanding what it represents in the time period that it was published. In Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Harry receives a wand from Ollivanders, made from holly and a phoenix feather. In the Middle Ages, as J.K. Rowling is well aware, phoenixes were considered symbolic for the resurrection of Christ, because the phoenix dies once every 500 years and then is reborn from the ashes, according to Sherman. Holly, an evergreen plant with thorns, has red berries surrounding the edges of the leaf, and is said to symbolize the crown that Christ wore when he died on the cross. There are many other examples, such as the Gryffindor, which is half lion, half eagle, which is a Christian theme. She also used Godric Gryffindor. Godric means kingdom of God. So many of her names that she used in the series also had underlying Christian themes. Obviously, the critics haven't done their